Hello students, I am your geography teacher Suraj Kumar. Today I am here to teach you the last part of this chapter, world population, distribution, density and growth. We have studied different subtopics under this chapter in the earlier classes or earlier parts, like density of the population, pattern of population distribution in the world. In pattern of population distribution in the world, we seen that India is second populous country after China. By area, India is seventh in the world. The density of the population is defined by total population divided by total area of the particular country. Besides that, we also studied about the factor influencing the population distribution, that is geographical factors, economic factors and the social and cultural factors. Then we already studied population growth, migration, immigration, emigration, push and pull factor of migrations. Then in the last part we will study about the trends in population growth in the geological time frame, means in how much time population increases from 1 billion to 2 billion, 2 to 3 billion, like this thing. What are the factors behind the rapid increase of population after the starting of the 16th century, that is after the voyage and colonialism. What are the main major factors which will lead to population explosion? Then we had already studied about the doubling time period of the world population, how it reaches 1 billion for the first time, and from 1 billion to 2 billion, 2 to 4 billion and 4 to 8 billions. What are the time required or taken by the population to world population to reach or recreate its double. Spatial pattern of population change we had studied. Then the last topic of the last class was the impact of population change. Under this topic we had studied about the positivity and negative impact of population change. Sometimes that in this chapter we need to look at that even the increase in population and decrease in population both can be taken as a undesirable to a economy. A small increase in population considered as desirable for a growing economy, but if that increase will be at a higher rate or at a higher pace, then it lead to some kind of problems like environmental problems. And such environmental problems is mainly because of the over exploitation of the natural resources, misuse of the natural resources, mainly because of high rate of population growth in last few years. And these environmental problems are like accumulation of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which leads to global warming, ultimately which leads to sea level rise on the coastal areas. So these are the major things we need to look at. So small increase in population is desirable because it shows the trend that we are able to feed or produce more than the last census, and we are able to feed the more people as comparison to the last census. But at the same time, if that increase in population is on the higher side, it will lead to environmental issues. At the same way, we can say that decline in population has a negative impact on the economy. It will consider as that we are not able to feed the population earlier because we had not have insufficient of production to maintain the population. Okay, so decrease in population is the indicator that resources that had supported a population earlier are now insufficient to maintain the population. The third major things we need to consider under this impact of population change is the epidemics. Here, for example, we have discussed that HIV and AIDS. In African country and some part of Commonwealth of independent states and Asia, this HIV AIDS in last 2-3 decades have pushed up the death rate. Means it is the reason for a large number of death all over the world, especially in the African countries, CIS countries and Asia. And it ultimately reduces the average life expectancy and slow down the population growth. So these all things we had already discussed in the earlier classes. Today's topic starts with demographic transition. Under demographic transition, we will study about the demographic transition theory and the different stages of the demographic cycle. So at first we start with demographic transition theory, which can be used to describe and predict the future population of any area. Means if we consider the population increase or if we look at the pattern of the population increase or decrease in last few decades or centuries, we can able to predict the future of the population of that particular country or a area. This theory tells us that population of any region changes from high birth to high death, high birth and high death to low birth and low death. It means that any country of the world starts with high birth and high death, and from there it shifted towards the low birth and low death. Why it is so? Because at the earlier time, in the primitive times, there is no development of such kind of sanitation facility and the medical facilities, so number of death were high. The number of death were high, so we need to have a more number of births also to control the population of a area or a place. Understand it? And in this high birth and high death to low birth and low death of the society, it is mainly because earlier we are rural, agrarian and illiterate, and from there we shifted towards the urban, industrial and literate society. And these changes occurs in different stages: stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3, and this collectively known as demographic cycle. So from the earlier rural agrarian society, we shifted to urban industrial society, and this shift is called demographic transition. Here we need to look at this figure 2.2, demographic transition theory. Here we can see that over the x-axis there is a crude birth rate and crude death rate is given over the x-axis. On the other hand, crude birth rate and crude death rate is given over the y-axis, whereas the time is drawn on the x-axis. Means with time, what is the ratio of crude birth rate and crude death rate, and ultimately this demographic transition theory shows us about the population growth of different part of the world in accordance with the different stages of demographic transition. So over the x-axis it is time, and over the y-axis it is birth rate and death rate. This theory is divided into 3 stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. In stage 1 you can see in the downside that Bangladesh rainforest tribes, means that tribes which used to live in the rainforest, and the country like Bangladesh is still under the stage 1 of the demographic transition. From there, in this stage 1, the crude birth rate and crude death rate are comparatively on the higher side, As any country moves in the stage 2, at the beginning of stage 2, birth rate is comparatively higher, whereas due to improvement in sanitation and medical facility, death rate decreases with time. So this will lead to population explosion. This whole line, or this whole area between the birth rate and death rate of stage 2 shows the improve in population, shows the improve or increase in population. Means at the mid of the stage 2 there is population explosion, and by the end of stage 2 and the beginning of stage 3, now again birth rate also decreases and the death rate also reduces. Birth rate decreases because of the maturity of the society. People gets matured, they understand that we need to control the population, otherwise it will lead to many kind of problems like environmental problems and issues. At the same time, due to increase in sanitation and medical facility, death rate is also on the lower side, and these kind of environment or maturity of the people will be found in the developed country of the world like Canada, Japan and USA. In the second stage, at the starting of the second stage is country like Peru, and at the end of the second stage is the country like Sri Lanka, Kenya, etc. India lies in the second stage. You can say that uh, India is in the India lies just before the Sri Lanka. Means at the end of India is around more than 60 to 70% phase of the second stage. Means India lies in just before Sri Lanka. India lies just before Sri Lanka, and China is also at near to Sri Lanka at the end of the second stage. Okay. So this is all about the three-stage model of the demographic transition. Here you can look at that. At the first stage, we can see it here that there is a high fertility and high mortality. And because of high mortality, people reproduce more and more in order to compensate for the death due to epidemics and variety of food supply. Means at the first stage there is lots of epidemics and there is very fluctuation in food supply. That's why people used to die more. Death rate is on the higher side, and to compensate this higher death rate or higher number of death, people used to reproduce more and more so that they can survive in this fluctuating phase. And that's why stage 1 is also called as high fluctuating. See it above in the figure, that above the stage 1 it is written highly fluctuating or high fluctuating. Birth rate is on the higher side, death rate is also on the higher side. Birth rate is on the higher side because of to compensate the higher number of death, which is due to the non-development or less developed medical facility. Sanitation issue is also there. Society were not developed. Society is mainly rural agrarian, and because of all these things, death rate was on the higher side. Okay. Most of the people in this stage is agrarian, were engaged in the agrarian work, and that's why number of people or more number of people in the family is considered as an asset. Means whatever family have more number of people, that family is considered to be stronger in the society, as they have more number of hands to do work. So here the number of people or the number of more hands is the symbol of strength. because all the work has to be done through manual manner instead of machine or some other industrialized or developed ways. Okay, about 200 years ago from now, today is 2020, and about 200 years means at the beginning of the 90th century, near about 1810 to 1820, all the country of the world were in the first stage itself. There is no country of the world which comes under second stage. Okay, now as we enter into the second stage, we can see that birth rate is higher at the starting of the second stage too, but due to increase in sanitation and medical facility, the number of death or death rate decreases with time, and this will lead to population explosion in stage 2. By the end of second stage, birth rate also decreases, and death rate, which are already decreasing, become like a constant. And at the starting of the third stage, we will see that birth rate is also on the lower side and death rate is also on the lower side. Why there is this declining trend in the birth rate? Means at the entry of the second stage there is a high crude birth rate, but by the end of second stage birth rate reduces. Why it is so? It is mainly because society develops with time. As society develops, people gets aware, people understand that if we or all of them produces more, then it will produces more at an unprecedented level. It will lead to exploitation of natural resources and misuse of natural resources, ultimately different kind of water, air and sound pollution created, and this will lead to different kind of environmental issue and concern. So that's why as people develop, they reduces birth rate, check population growth, and this check in population growth is mainly because of family planning. So family planning is one of the major reason for this check in population or population in controlling the population growth. That is, first, in few countries of the world, this family planning were imposed by the government first, but many other countries, after watching the benefit of this government bound family planning, introduced itself, and as the society matured, people understand these things, and many developed country of the world now used to very friendly and help government in family planning. Population control measures. The first thing, as I already said, family planning is the spacing and preventing of in spacing or preventing the birth of children is the first controlling measures for population growth. Access to family planning service is a significant factor in limiting population growth and improving women health. Government encourages family planning because of two reasons. Firstly, they want to control the unprecedented population growth. Besides that, family planning also helps in improving women's health, which is half of our population, half of our significant workforce, who is half of our overall economic development strength. Nowadays, women is none to men. They are also standing with shoulder to shoulder with men, and they are working in all the developed economic activities of the world. So that's why women are half of our world, half of our population, or half of our strength. So that's why their their health and their safety is also a major concern which is seen or checked under family planning. That's why government also propagates and uh, spread knowledge about the family planning. Besides that, family planning government also have different type of schemes. In these schemes, government used to provide disincentives to the families which have more than two or more child. So government disincentivize the families who have reproduced two or more childs. Government aware people about the benefit of contraceptives and also impose tax incentives for large family and some of the measures which can help population control. So government came up with different plans and policy, so people will be aware or people will be disincentivized, and in this way government look at population control. Okay. Thomas Malthus was a geographer and he has given his theory in 1978. He stated that the number of people would increase faster than the food supply. So he is of the view that even there is no increase in food supply, the reproduction capacity of the human being is like that, population will increase with little or small margin. There is always increase in population in the society. It doesn't matter that at the same time food production capability is increasing or not. And with increase in population, always there comes a ultimate or optimum level, and above which any further increase would result in population crash and causes like famine, disease and war. There is always an optimum level of any society, and once we crosses that optimum level तो क्या होगा, भुखमरी की समस्या आ जाएगी, डिजीज स्प्रेड करने लगेगा, लोग वार वेज कर देंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि रिसोर्स लिमिटेड हो जाएगा, खाना कम हो जाएगा, तो जो भी पावरफुल कंट्री होगी या पावरफुल रीजन होगा वो डोमिनेट करेगा रिसोर्सेज के ऊपर, वो सारे के सारे फूड्स को अपने यहाँ लेके जाएगा और दिस विल लीड टू वार. और जिस एरिया में रिसोर्स कम हो जाएगा, फूड की कमी हो जाएगी, उस एरिया में फेमिन स्प्रेड करेगा, भुखमरी आ जाएगी, लोगों को बीमारी होगा, बहुत तरह के इशू क्रिएट हो जाएंगे. द प्रिवेंटिव चेक्स आर बेटर दैन द फिजिकल चेक्स. सो दैट्स वाई इट इज सेड दैट कि ये जो गवर्नमेंट पहले से प्रिवेंटिव चेक्स लगा रही है, कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव यूज़ करने के लिए बोल रही है, फैमिली प्लानिंग को एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए बोल रही है, दीज आर ऑलवेज बेटर दैन फिजिकल चेक्स. जब सोसाइटी में इशू क्रिएट होने लगेगा, लोग आपस में लड़ने लगेंगे या गवर्नमेंट को फोर्सफुली किसी चीज़ को इम्पोज करना पड़ेगा, उससे बेटर है कि हम अपने आप इन सब चीज़ों को एक्सेप्ट करें और इसको फॉलो करें. For the sustainability of our resources, the world would have to control the rapid population increase. So यहाँ पे फिर से अगेन लास्ट में सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट का कॉन्सेप्ट आ गया कि हमें अपने आज के डेट में हमको अपने आप को डेवलप तो करना ही है, साथ ही साथ हमको अपने फ्यूचर जनरेशन को भी ध्यान में रखना है, उनके लिए भी रिसोर्स को बचा के रखना है. मेजर पार्ट ऑफ रिसोर्स को जुडिशियली यूज करना है और वन ऑफ द मेजर पार्ट को हमें फ्यूचर जनरेशन को शिफ्ट करना है या उनको हैंड ओवर करना है. और इसके लिए ज़रूरी क्या है? टू कंट्रोल द रैपिड पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज. सो दैट्स इट. We finished this chapter. I think all the topics are already cleared. Even if there is any doubt, I will come up with the live online streaming classes. There you can clear your doubt. I will repeat all these topics again. So be ready. Answer all the questions first. Here you can see it that exercises are there, objective questions are there, then short answer question and long answer question. So I am going to just discuss few of the objective question first, and then short answer and long question answers are your assignment and homework for the next class. If any doubt, in case of any doubt arises, you can ask me in the live classes. First objective question is which one of the following continent has higher growth of population. कौन सा ऐसा कॉन्टिनेंट है जिसका ग्रोथ रेट हायर है. ठीक है, तो हम पहले ही पढ़े थे कि डेवलपमेंट इज इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ. मीन्स जहाँ डेवलपमेंट होगा वहाँ पॉपुलेशन कम होगा. क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग कहाँ पे पॉपुलेशन ज़्यादा होगा, कहाँ हायर ग्रोथ ऑफ पॉपुलेशन है. तो जहाँ पे लेस डेवलपमेंट होगा, लेस डेवलप कौन सा है इसमें से, अफ्रीका. तो अफ्रीका इज द आंसर हियर. विच वन ऑफ द सेकंड क्वेश्चन इज विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट एन एरिया ऑफ स्पार्स पॉपुलेशन. स्पार्स पॉपुलेशन मतलब पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी जहाँ पे कम हो. तो कौन सा एरिया नहीं है जहाँ पे पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी नहीं है. मतलब यहाँ पूछ रहा है आपसे विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट एन एरिया ऑफ स्पार्स पॉपुलेशन, मतलब ऐसा एरिया बताइए जो जहाँ पे पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी ज़्यादा हो. दिस इज द क्वेश्चन. अटाकामा डेजर्ट एरिया है, वर्ल्ड का ड्राइएस्ट पॉइंट है, ड्राइएस्ट एरिया ऑफ द वर्ल्ड है, ड्राइएस्ट डेजर्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड है. तो इस एरिया में ऑब्वियसली पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी कम होगा. दिस इज़ नॉट द आंसर. इक्वेटोरियल रीजन, ठीक है, इक्वेटोरियल रीजन में बारिश होती है, बट बिकॉज ऑफ ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ रेनफॉल एंड abundance ऑफ सनलाइट दिस रीजन इज कैप्चर्ड बाय हाईली डेंस फॉरेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. सो यहाँ पर भी बहुत ज़्यादा पॉपुलेशन नहीं रिसाइड करता है. यहाँ पे क्लाइमेट एक्सट्रीम्स होता है, ज़्यादा गर्मी होती है, साथ ही साथ ह्यूमिडिटी ज़्यादा होता है. दैट्स वाई पीपल विल नॉट प्रेफर टू लिव इन 0 to 5 डिग्री नॉर्थ एंड 5 डिग्री साउथ. थर्ड रीजन इज साउथ ईस्ट एशिया. ऑब्वियसली ये रीजन तो होगा ही. साउथ ईस्ट एशिया इज जस्ट above द इक्वेटोरियल जोन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. यह आ जाता है ट्रॉपिकल एरिया में. ट्रॉपिकल एरिया ही मोस्ट पॉपुलेटेड एरिया ऑफ द वर्ल्ड है. दिस इज द आंसर. पोलर रीजन होगा नहीं, पोलर रीजन में बहुत कम लोग रहते हैं. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज द नॉट अ पुश फैक्टर. कौन सा पुश फैक्टर नहीं है. पुश फैक्टर ऑफ माइग्रेशन क्या होता है, लोग जो है अपने होम टाउन से जब बाहर को किसी और एरिया में माइग्रेट करते हैं तो वो फैक्टर जो लोगों को अपने एरिया से माइग्रेट करवाता है, दैट इज़ द पुश फैक्टर. तो वाटर शॉर्टेज, ऑब्वियसली ये पुश फैक्टर होगा. किसी एरिया में अगर पानी की कमी हो जाए तो लोग माइग्रेट करेंगे ही करेंगे. अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट भी होगा तो लोग माइग्रेट करेंगे ही करेंगे. दैन थर्ड इज मेडिकल एंड एजुकेशनल फैसिलिटी. अगर आपके एरिया में बेटर मेडिकेशनल फैसिलिटी डेवलप हो जाए या एजुकेशनल फैसिलिटी डेवलप हो जाए तो क्या आप माइग्रेट करेंगे. दिस कैन बी अ रीजन फॉर माइग्रेशन. नो, इट इज़ नॉट. तो दिस इज़ द आंसर. मेडिकल और एजुकेशनल फैसिलिटी अगर अच्छी हो जाती है तो आप वहीं पे रहना चाहोगे, ना कि माइग्रेट करना चाहोगे. एपिडेमिक्स, आपके एरिया में एपिडेमिक्स होगा तो आप तो ऑब्वियसली माइग्रेट करोगे. सो आंसर इज मेडिकल एंड एजुकेशनल फैसिलिटी. नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट अ फैक्ट. इसमें से कौन सही नहीं है. फर्स्ट वन इज इट टुक 100 ईयर फॉर अ पॉपुलेशन टू राइज फ्रॉम 5 बिलियन टू first point is not this. First point is human population increases more than 10 times during the past 500 years. This is correct. Second, it took 100 years for the population to rise from 5 billion to 6 billion. No, it took only 12 years. So this is the correct answer, क्योंकि ये गलत दिया हुआ है यहाँ पे और आपको इसमें से गलत क्या है वही छांटना था. ठीक है. पॉपुलेशन ग्रो, नेक्स्ट topic is population growth is high in the first stage of demographic transition. ये सही है. So B is here. Second is the answer. B point. 12 year लगा था, 100 year नहीं हुआ था. So I am stopping here itself. I think you guys have no issue. Objective questions भी discuss कर दिए. So do it at home. We will meet in the live streaming classes. In the next online video, I will come up with the video of next chapter. Bye bye. See you.